this love for the significance of mentors and just having people who will help you think through situations, maybe not tell you what to do, but just give you a perspective. Talk a little bit about some of the mentors that you've had in your life that maybe you continue to think about. And I call them my invisible board of directors. Some of the folks on my board of directors I've met, some of them I haven't met, some of them, I've only read about them, right? But I still try to anticipate. Now, how might they approach this? Who are some of the people that you would have on your invisible board of directors?
That's funny. It's a section of my book. So my PBOD, I would say my grandfather, my grandpa Sattem, who's deceased. And I still think about him, like, what would he do? And, what advice would he give me? And, someone I really think about and lean into, that experience I had in my life. And then my high school basketball coach, Tom Hall, who's passed away. And one of my regrets is I didn't tell him what a great impact he had on my life after I left. And so one of the things I would say is if somebody's had a great impact on your life and they're still alive, tell them. Or if they're not alive, tell their family. There's so many ways to do it, but, just reaching out and saying, hey, I just want to tell me how I appreciate that experience I had with you, or here's what you taught me. Just don't let that go, because you just never know. And then, my wife is, huge part of it. And we have our own consulting company now, Sattem Solutions, and she's the chairwoman. And I joke, I go, well, that's really not changed in the 30 years we've been married. I've always felt like, I've reported to you. So now it's just more official.
Now she's got the business card.
Yes. And she's the majority owner in our LLC. And then some other people I've had along my business life. Dan Manning hired me back in 1988 and gave me the opportunity at Coke and saw something in a 22-year-old kid that I, am amazed at. And then he was my boss when I was in Denver for 10 years, and then a peer of mine for my last part of Coke, but just a huge impact, and really looked up to him and went and sought out advice from him. But I've had so many, and sometimes they're formal and sometimes they're informal. And I'm so passionate about mentoring. I started a mentoring group when I was my last couple of years at Coke, and started off small and I grew bigger. And it was just a wonderful way to give back and help people navigate their careers and think about, different opportunities and how to go about it. And one of the really cool things about that was we talked about, in a career, every 36 months, you might have a job. Then what are you doing developmentally in that 36-month window so you can have two experiences in that time and not just one? And so as you grow, if you can double up your experiences developmentally and with your core job, you're going to have so many more things available to you because of that mindset of taking more on and being open to that. So mentoring is a big part of my life. It helped me tremendously. And one of the things my wife and I are doing right now is interviewing skills for younger people, people new in career or students. And we're helping them with college scholarships or career coaching for interviewing. And that's been wonderful. And so we've done that. And I had a woman that was trying to get into PA school. She was 0 for 4 on the interview portion. And so we worked together on how to actually interview and how to approach it. And she got out on the 5th try. To see her smile and see her, get in. And now she's, doing PA school, and just be able to give back in those ways has been really special.
Wow. So, I mean, let's circle back, because, a lot of people don't understand that although this is a audio only podcast, I actually get to see the people that I talk with, and to hear you talk about all the experiences that you had at Coca-Cola. Yeah, you present very professional, as you always have. But when you talked about that, the lady or the girl that you helped get into PA school, there was a different look on your face. And for me, it really does highlight how, to your point, you have to transition when you move out of being an individual contributor to this leadership space where you get excited by a lot of different things than what you would have when you were 22 or 23. Talk a little bit about what brings that smile to your face. It almost looked like you just landed another major customer at Coca-Cola.